Howdy. Take two. I messed up the first video, so this is going to be a short one. Probably you will be happy about this. People don't have time to listen or watch stuff. So the mountain came down in Switzerland. This is just one of the news outlets. You can check it out here. There's a small video. But there is also something else going on in the Alps. Yesterday evening, a few hours before the mountain came down, these kinds of clouds were spotted in the Swiss Alps. And the mountain here is apparently the Matterhorn. And the area from where it is, or the picture is taken, is Randogne. Randogne? I have no idea how to spell this, but now let's go over to Randogne Tramontana. For those who haven't been in Switzerland ever, that's a very impressive valley, especially when you come on the highway and you take this turn and this valley opens up. We had competitions here. Fui. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Let's zoom out just a little bit. So here's the Matterhorn. And from Radogne, they took the picture. And the cloud is behind the Matterhorn. Now let's just try something. I just tried to adjust. Now you see that here is Radogne. I think I'm butchering this very badly. So that's the view. Here's the Matterhorn in the background. It's about the same thing. As you can see here, the Matterhorn, another peak, and a small peak in the front. Small peak, bigger peak, Matterhorn. Okay. Now let's just go over to the Matterhorn. That's the Matterhorn, okay? Some say it's the most beautiful mountain in the whole world. Yeah, I don't think so. There's like many cool mountains. And what do we find behind the Matterhorn? Check this out. Now let's put this away. There's like lakes. Lac du Tramay de Vieille. Yeah, there's a structure within the lake. Colors. And it is apparently connected to this other little lake. There is a more or less continuous water flow coming from up here where we have also some very tiny water body. These might be wet spots, I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe it's just different colored sediments. But we have also this lake here. It has a dam, so it is bigger than generally. So there is also one lake here. And the thing is, they're all different colored. In other places in the world where we would have these kind of things, people would say that, yeah, these are Mars, Maars, which are volcanic features. And if you look here at the background, yeah, if you wouldn't know that you are in the Alps and I would just show you this picture, you probably would think, yeah, that's lava, of course. What else could it be? But we are in the Alps. And I think that there is no reason for why this shouldn't be lava. Lava and clay is basically the same material. There is just not too much water in lava because it's just simply too hot. And I also think that glaciers are lava streams made out of water. That would make the glacier carrying mountain a volcano. And these clouds are very often seen above or around volcanoes. But we have to think in a way of these clouds being possibly some kind of precursor phenomena for something. Maybe a quake. I don't see until now that there would be a very big chance of a volcanic eruption within the Alps. If there is a volcanic eruption, very often it's just basically a huge amount of water. Cold water geysers, crypto geysers as I call them. Maybe one day there will be lava coming out somewhere as well, because there are many, many, many hot springs in the Alps region. So in some places, the magma isn't too far away from the surface. But also, like, if we just think about a volcano as an energy source or a place where we have a lot of energy, these clouds are possibly created by the energy flowing from the ground to the heavens. And then we also have to think that the energy might go the other way around too. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but on the weekend, for example, or something, we could maybe expect some kind of earthquake activity behind the Matterhorn. And it's also quite literally impossible to say how far behind the Matterhorn these clouds are. Maybe they are still 20 kilometers behind the Matterhorn. I don't know. But we also could expect some very heavy precipitation event, like very, very heavy rain or something. So the energy would go then the other way around. And why this is important, I have to show you in a video. But for this, we probably need first internet, so I have to deal with this first. So apparently this has been recording for some while. I don't really care. Now let's talk quickly about water, atmospheric events, and how water could react, and why I think this cloud could be some kind of a precursor event. And we are watching what Billy Yelverton did in his labs. Greetings to Billy. And for some reason, this is the only place where you can find nowadays these videos, but what to do? And I really hope that my cat settles down a bit. Yeah. So now let's just look and listen, because this is important.
So let's go to Billy's lab and start with simple dark mode current into a water drop. Look how she moves. The stronger the current, the broader the application area of the electrode, the larger the pool of water, the more interesting things can get. But If you can make it dance, you can make it run. Water is fundamentally attracted to electric current and will be phenomenally attracted to the current of focus here in this video. I picture lake-sized bodies or larger being lifted and shifted and sent across dry regions in the blink of an eye. Just as in all of Billy's experiments, it hunts the fault line conductivity, an easiest pathway to ground. You can paint a canvas with the motions of the current, and if that canvas is our world, what happens when the lightning takes over? Some other things to consider are the forces of underground water, which Billy showed to be utterly disrespectful of gravity if the prettier arcs make themselves available, and in addition to the whipping of the surface waters at will and the lifting of the waters below to shift things about, our atmosphere is water, cloud.
Yeah, we don't want to watch too much of this. But anyway, here on Raspberry Shake, there hasn't been too much quake activity in that area. Here's Zermatt, so the Matterhorn is somewhere here. We were watching from here to here, so the earthquake activity might be here. But if we go over to Volcano Discovery, that still doesn't work. I struggled in the previous attempt to make this video because somehow it didn't really work, the whole internet thing. So Matterhorn is here. Gramontana is here, so from here to here is the line from where they saw these clouds, and we were watching the lakes behind that. And I've been writing about Brick, this area here, because they have, here it says even Briggerbad, so it's a bath, so they have geothermal water, hot water coming out of the ground. They are building a geothermal power plant even. And 6 hours ago, a Mach 3 earthquake. So maybe this is some kind of a precursor phenomena for something coming up there in the region. Maybe a weather event, maybe a quake or something. But anyway, I will leave it here. My cat is really annoying at the moment. Generally, he's not annoying at all. But he doesn't really like when I start to talk, so he has to have his own say as well. Yeah, cats. Cats are interesting people. Yes, thank you.